What is going on, everybody? I hope you're all having a fantastic day as always, and I hope you guys get to stick around for this amazing video. Now, this is the Mercenaries DLC for Resident Evil 4. It was a free add-on, so I said, hey, why not? Might as well attempt it. Now, I did play the campaign of the game clearly. I had an amazing time with it. Go ahead and check out my playthrough. You'll see me talk about all the great things that I like about the game, and you'll see me, casually get better as time goes on. Now, I wanted to do a hardcore mode for this game, and I still think I am, but I'm a little busy with the God of War New Game Plus update. That is something I'm just a huge fan of. So a lot of my time is going into that right now. But as soon as I saw the Mercenaries DLC, I just wanted to try it. And this is one of my very first couple of attempts. Now, it's not like my very first attempts. I'm not going to show you any of that footage because I didn't really understand the full concept. I needed to play it first to really understand what is going on. For example, I didn't even realize that you had to eliminate 150 enemies to pass the level. I just thought it was a survival thing, see how long you could survive. Once I realized what the goal was, I started to, make some adjustments in my head. Now, there are other maps in this game and other characters you can play as, which I find extremely fascinating. For example, the difference between Leon and General Kraus. I think that's his name. That's the bad guy, or one of the bad guys in this game. But when you activate Mayhem mode for Leon, he gets this gigantic gun buff where your guns are shooting faster, doing more damage. And it feels good. It's really addicting. But General Kraus gets the ability, like he did in the campaign, to transform his arms to like these infected weapon swords, which I haven't used, but it looked really awesome, and I'm sure it's going to feel great, because when I activated Leon's Mayhem mode, the gun buff was insane, and it was just extremely fun to use. Like, even the pistol was one-shotting these smaller zombies in the head, but it's how it feels. Now, I didn't expect this game to be as fun as it was, because I did play Resident Evil growing up, and the formula is still there. It's still Resident Evil. Again, not a critique. It's just one of those things where if you're not a huge Resident Evil fan, I understand, but you still might like this game just based off of how it feels and how it plays. Anyway, I want to talk about the gameplay and what I was thinking during all of this, and I'll tell you right now, I didn't even really have a strat. This is probably my 5th or 6th attempt, and I just took all the strats that I learned from my other attempts and just combined it into this one. For example, the one thing I realized that I wasn't doing well enough was spamming my nades. Because, nades isn't something you come across the campaign very frequently. For example, I had to craft a lot of mine, especially the heavy grenades, because they were super useful. But in here, you're able to just kind of pick them up. And I like that, too, because you have to be observant of what's in your inventory. You can't just run around, constantly pick up things, have unlimited inventory. Like, one of my runs, I had too many grenades in my inventory. I didn't even throw any. I had like 4 of each. And that takes up a lot of slots, because they're individually placed, So that was a learning experience. Whenever you see me go hide in the corner next to the church, another run that I did that I realized, like, hey, this is a good spot to be in, especially if you have Mayhem mode activated, because they're all just gonna line up in front of you. I did get an S on my very first attempt, which I thought was really cool. It wasn't very hard to do. I just did okay. I think I ended up dying. I eventually got the 150 eliminations, which is what gave me the S+, and then from there, for no other reason than I just wanted to, I wanted to match my combo to 150 as well. I thought it would be a cool challenge for me to do, and this is the video that you're watching right now. The combo meter is both hard to keep up, but then also not as hard as it looks. I know that's really confusing, but that's the best way I can sum it up. Because for other people, it might be really easy. You might find your rhythm in the first couple of tries, and then for others, it might be hard to find out a route to take, or maybe you're missing a couple of shots in crunch time, or maybe you run into an enemy that grabs you. By the way, it's the worst. But I feel like that also is what makes it so exhilarating. You're doing so great, and then one mistake, and you get grabbed, and you're watching that combo meter go down. Now your heart starts racing, and you have to hit a clutch shot. And, I found that extremely fun. I'm actually really curious to see what you guys have to say about this game. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Are you kind of skeptical about getting it? The $60 price tag might be too much. Me personally, I enjoyed it, and I loved it a lot. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, again, it's the best game I ever played, but it's a damn good game, man. And I think the $60 price tag is very fair. Now, I did voice my opinions about the Last of Us remake, But that was more personal because I put so much time into that game, and here they are re-releasing it, re-releasing it, you know, and I still haven't gotten it to this day, so I'm not gonna really form my opinion about all of that. But for example, I know there's a lot of people, a whole lot of people that haven't touched Resident Evil in general, and this is going to breathe some life back into it, and I think it's very well needed. It's just fun, man. You know, that, again, it's my opinion. I was very skeptical at first when I first started to play the game a little bit. Like I said, I had played a lot of Resident Evil 5 growing up, and the formula is pretty much the same, you know, even from the heads exploding and those tentacle things coming out. Very Resident Evil, nothing new. If you played Resident Evil 5, you'll see that it's very similar to this, and it's not like a terrible thing. I know a lot of people weren't the biggest fans of Resident Evil 5, but keep in mind you were able to play that thing co-op, and if you had a funny friend or whatever it was, it made for a amazing time. If this game was able to implement that somehow, I think it would be really cool to have like a survival mode with you and your friend and see how long you guys can last, and you know, maybe you guys had to fight for resources or something. I know that's like asking for too much. I think it would be a cool addition, and I think a lot of people would actually have fun with it for a little bit. Like I said in the beginning, if it wasn't for the New Game Plus in God of War, I would 1000% be playing this again, even though I just beat it. It's just fun, dude. I had beaten it, I wanted to do the New Game Plus, then I saw the hardcore mode, and I wanted to do a fresh start with the hardcore mode, because I wanted to challenge myself a little bit. And then I saw the S Plus ranking, and to beat the game in under 5 hours, 5.5 hours on hardcore mode, which is something I probably won't really accomplish, but I still like the idea of that. I'm just trying to tell you guys, there's a whole lot of replayability, you know, and with how fast-paced this game is, I think it can be very, very fun. For example, when I first started to play the game, I started to develop this slow rhythm, and here I am now just quick swapping weapons. I'm working on my accuracy with every time that I play the game. It's just fun, and it gets more fun as you keep playing, to be honest. Anyway, I'm going to let the rest of this gameplay play out. There's about 2 minutes left, so I hope you guys enjoy. A like, comment, sub would mean the world. And be sure to check out my playlist, man, and my channel. There's a lot of good content there. If you're into single-player games, that is definitely something that you want to check out. If you're into multiplayer games, you might like that as well. I posted Call of Duty, Apex. I posted some 2K videos. There is nothing that I won't play, nothing I won't try. Anyways, I love you guys. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Peace.
The game.